Hey everybody, Jay here. I wanted to do a quick video for folks during this time period about sitting at a desk. I know a lot of us are having a lot of different pain come up in shoulders, arms, chest, back, whether it's upper back or lower back, and hips. During this time, because we might be spending a lot more time on our computers or on phones, or just sitting around in general. So perhaps new, perhaps old pain is coming up that's intensifying right now, especially if you don't really have a good setup with the desk and chair. So the first thing I would say is if there's a way for you to sit in a desk and chair part of your day rather than sitting on a couch or a bed. I know it can be more comfy to sit on a couch or a bed like for a certain amount of time, and then the pain can start. So I think it's just about finding balance. If your back starts hurting while you're on a comfy surface, maybe see what trying out sitting at a desk and chair feels like if you have access to one. Because that's really going to help in the long run with the kind of compensation patterns that are being developed in the body from how we're sitting. So just wanted to show you my setup here. And the first thing I would say, I'll turn to my desk in a minute, but the first thing I would show you is just kind of how I'm going to be sitting under the desk when I turn. So the first thing I do is kind of move to the edge of my chair. I understand that you might have a chair that offers some back support and it might feel better to be all the way back. If so, honor that. If there are times that you can integrate into coming forward and sitting more on the edge of your chair, that's going to help you strengthen your core. And core strength is a key component of back strength, or less back pain, I should say. Because being stronger up here takes the pressure off here. So first thing I do is I put my feet flat on the floor. They're facing the front. My knees are directly over my ankles. They're facing the front. My hips are directly forward, facing the front, facing my knees and my feet. So I'm really squared off, and my shoulders are also squared off in the same direction. I know a lot of us might like to sit like this, cross our feet, cross our knees, etc. It might feel good for the moment to do kind of like a little stretch or sit in a different position. Keep moving around, keep changing positions, but a good position to be in general is this squared off position, because if we're sitting in a different style for a long time, we're creating a new compensation pattern in our body that then might spark up some kind of pain that we're like, why does this one specific point in my low back hurt? Well, if your hips have been turned to a side, or if your ankles have been crossed, things are all getting pulled to whatever angle you have them in, and that's going to create a compensation pattern and possibly pain. So as much as you can integrate this kind of squared off position, little bits, be gentle with yourself, and that'll be a good first step. So once I'm in this squared position, I'm also noticing my core. I'm kind of focusing on the strength that I can find from my core, and when I do that, go ahead and turn. I'm also going to make sure that I'm not putting my butt out. If I kind of tuck my tailbone in, then it helps me engage my core. So this stance can feel pretty strong once you get used to it. It can be really difficult at first when you're not used to it. So again, just integrate little by little. Once you're at your surface, whether it's a desk or a counter or whatever you got, I would suggest trying to create a level surface that's, and by level surface I mean it's level with your like arm. So this desk is pretty good for that because I can just keep my body squared and relaxed, and my arms just naturally fall like this. Now just say if they were like up here, that's making me raise my shoulders, so that surface is too high. And if they were like way down here, that's making me like scrunch up my torso, so that's too low. But you can compensate for that, especially on the like lower end, if you stack, just say like a towel, or stack some towels or some books or whatever you got to create more of that natural way the arm just like wants to sit on the table. Even if your position is pretty good, your level is pretty good, sometimes adding some towels to be in line with the height of your laptop, just say, can be good, especially if you've got like a really high laptop or a high computer or something. So basically my elbow and wrist and hand can just be flush and be on the computer. And I want to be like on the edge of my seat in this way to not be hovering forward or not be too far back. My elbows are resting gently. My hands now can rest gently on my computer. My shoulders can be down and back. My chest can be open. My neck has plenty of room to move when I need. You can get some of those fancy wrist rests or arm rests, but towels also work pretty great. If you have, I've been in a workstation situation before where the computer was really close to the edge and I had a chair that had arms on it. So actually, instead, I was more like this. But then my elbows were just like hanging out in the air. When that happens, basically your whole shoulder and your part of your upper back here are holding your arm and wrist all day. So those muscles are engaged all day and they're getting fatigued all day. In order to better support you, that's why I suggest having arms on table. And if that's not possible, what I've done before, when the chair arm wasn't in the right position, I just wrapped a towel, like honestly just like duct taped it around the towel, to have the towel in place that my elbow could then rest in this position, where I could reach my keyboard still easily. So those are just a few things that I have found helpful in terms of helping out with some of that pain that we get from sitting. The same thing can honestly be applied if you're on your phone a lot. Just say, you're in a comfy chair for a while, but suddenly you're feeling pretty bad. You can set yourself up again at a desk with towels and just imagine that my phone is in my hands and I'm still doing that squared off position. I'm still in that same kind of loose upper body, squared lower body, but also lower body that can move and have some fluidity to it. Another important thing is always taking those breaks when you can, making sure you're looking around the room. That helps with eye strain, but also just helps kind of reorient and reground a little bit while you're working during your day. And if you can physically get up and do some stretching or just moving around, or honestly just wiggling or being in a different position, going to get a snack or a drink or whatever, just adding that different way to exist for a few minutes can help the body reorient a little bit. I hope this was helpful for folks. If anybody has any questions, feel free to comment and I will do my best to reply to you, or if you want to send me a direct message on social media or on email to bodyworkwithj@gmail.com, please do. And hope you have a decent rest of your day.